What is up, everybody? NCmotoRIDER here, and this is part one of a complete build guide for my 2007 Suzuki DL650 Vstrom, where I go in depth and go over everything I did to turn it into what it is now. In part one of this build guide, I want to talk about the bike itself and the plastics and the color of the bike. Now, the bike is a 2007 Suzuki DL650 Vstrom adventure bike. And when I first got the bike, it was in really rough shape. Like rough, it did not look very good. But we managed to get it to crank, and I moved it around and decided to get it because I knew I could make it look better, you know, make it look my own, turn it into a really good looking bike. But this is what the bike looked like whenever I first got it. Now, as you can see, the plastics have been painted orange right here. Also, I believe it was painted black first because the top of this is black and then the bottom is orange. It kind of like fades into orange, or the other way around. This piece up here around the headlights was also painted because you can't see it in the picture, but there are runs all in this, especially I think on the other side. Now, right here is the original color of the bike. The plastics were originally silver. Now, there are stickers all over this piece, and there were stickers all over the piece on the other side as well. But it was in rough shape. And there you can see we had to use a jump box to even get it to crank and move it. But it was in rough shape. And there was even black paint and orange paint on the fender as well. And then right there you can see I had to clean paint off of the forks. I had to clean paint off of the engine itself. There was orange paint everywhere. So after I got the bike home and I kind of decided what I wanted to do with it to make it look better and everything, I went with using black bedliner. Now, I had to sand all the pieces of plastic down. I mean, I didn't sand every little bit of paint off of them. I did sand them to where they were nice and smooth. There was no reason to remove every bit of paint or, you know, even sand all the silver color off of them or whatever. But I just got them nice and smooth and made sure they were nice and clean. And then I sprayed them with Herculiner, which is some bed liner that I got from Amazon. And this is what I used right here. Herculiner 15-ounce spray can, and at the time of doing this video it's $12.99 per can, and I think I might have used 2 to 3. It covers a lot, especially if you're using it for what I used it for, to do like motorcycle plastics. Now, you probably have to have a lot of it to do like an actual truck bed, but I'm pretty sure I did all of it. Let's see, I did the 2 plastic pieces up front, the 2 under the seat, and the fender. And I'm pretty sure I used, it might have been 1.5 cans, if that, but it worked out pretty good for me. Now, it does put like a texture on the bike plastic, so it's rough. And this right here is what the bike looked like whenever I was done with it. Now, it didn't look too bad. Now, I did have to put new decals on it because I don't even remember seeing the OEM decals on the front pieces. Now, the rear pieces did have the OEM decals, but I had to take those off to do all this. But these right here were got from, I think I got them on eBay. I think it was like 18 or 20 bucks for a set. You got 2 of these, 2 of the small ones, a couple of like, I think it was the S stickers for Suzuki, and then there might have been some other stickers included with it. Right there's, I did put an S on each side as well. But I didn't think it looked too bad, and it was relatively cheap to, you know, redo a motorcycle paint job. And it turned out pretty good. It was really durable for the time I had it on here. Now, that dent was in the bike when I got it, and the black actually really helped cover, you know, that up as well. It's really noticeable, but especially up here where these really deep dents are or whatever. Now that right there, that black paint really helped cover all of that in, so it wasn't as bad looking. But I will say the decals, I had a hard time getting them to stick to this rough paint job. They did not want to stick. They all come on transfer paper, so you kind of had to just stick everything on there and then peel the top piece off. And it took a while to get all of these on here, to be honest, because they didn't want to stick because of the rough paint job. But that's what it looked like whenever I painted it the first time, and this is the Herculiner that I used. Now, after my friends and I got back from our motorcycle trip back last September, I think there's a few videos of that on my channel if you want to check that out. But once we got back, I kind of got tired of the all black, because I've had several motorcycles in my life, and most of them have been either black or all black. So I decided I wanted to change it up. Plus, I had a buddy of mine that does headlight restoration. So I actually took the front part of the bike apart and took him my headlight assembly so he could restore the plastic lenses, because they were horrible. I could hardly see anything. Either way, they turned out great. But while I had all that tore apart, I decided that I wanted to change the color of the bike again, just because I was tired of the all black, and I was really afraid. Even though I hadn't had any issues with the decals wanting to fall off, I was afraid that they were going to, because they did not like to stick to that rough bedliner paint job. So while I had everything apart, like I said, I decided to change everything. Now, it was a process, because I had to get all of that bedliner off of these pieces of plastic and the tank before I was able to do anything. I ended up using, I'm trying to remember the name of the stuff that I used. I think it's called like citrus strip or something like that. It's like a citrusy smelling like paint stripper, and it worked okay. But I did a lot of sanding and everything to actually get the pieces where I could actually repaint them. And what I used to repaint them was PlastiDip. I actually used PlastiDip, and it worked out fine. I think it looks great. But this is what I used right here. It's PlastiDip tan camo spray, or tan camo tan, whatever you want to say. But I bought this 6-pack, and I don't think it was this price when I bought it. It was cheaper, I believe. I could be completely wrong. I can't remember. But right now it sets at $70.82 for a 6-pack. And now, if you don't know anything about PlastiDip or don't have any experience with it, it's pretty much like a rubber coating that you can spray out of a can. And every color PlastiDip I've ever used goes on in like a matte color. It's not shiny whatsoever. I believe they now have some PlastiDips that have a little bit of gloss to them. But to get the shine, or a little bit of shine out of this, I also put this on the camo tan after I was done with everything else. And this is PlastiDip Glossifier, which gives it a little bit of a shine. I mean, it's not going to be anything like a regular clear coat. It's not going to shine like that, but it will give it a little bit of shine. And to show you what I mean, I do have this picture right here. Now, this is what the bike looks like now. As it sits out in my building, this is what it looks like. So that is the camo tan. I did a different set of graphics. I mean, the same style, just a different color. I did them in black because I think the black looks a lot better on this the camo tan than the white would. And then I do have decals on the pieces under the seat, but they're back here behind the side case, so you just can't see them. And then I did put me a little Wile E. Coyote sticker in the dent, because it kind of looks like he ran into it and it's his fault. There's a dent there. But that's what it looks like now. I did the fender, front fender, the tank, both side pieces up front, and then both side pieces back here as well. And that took, like I said, it took a little bit of time because I had to get all of that bedliner off of these pieces before I could do anything. But I think it turned out great. It looks even better than this in person. I mean, granted, this picture was taken not long after I had finished it, I believe, so it was still a new paint job. But I'm super happy with it. I've had a lot of compliments on it. The cool thing is about PlastiDip is, of course, I'd have to get new decals if I ever wanted to change it, but you can actually peel the stuff off. I could peel every bit of this off of these plastics, the tank, whatever, and then paint it a different color, or I could go with regular, some kind of plastic paint or whatever I wanted to do. It literally peels off if you ever want to change it or get tired of it. But that's going to do it for part one. I just wanted to go over the bike itself and the colors and how it looked when I first got it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't plan on changing the bike color again, at least not anytime soon, because I'm really happy with the tan. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, definitely subscribe, because I got several more parts coming to this build guide. So then you guys know exactly what I did to this bike to make it mine. I'll see you guys in the next one.